So the first thing that we're going to talk about is in building the business, just a fast start training. Okay, I just got started with World Ventures. What do I need to do? What should I be focused on? And one of the first starting points is figuring out why you want to do World Ventures. Why did you get involved with World Ventures? Because most people, you know why most people don't achieve the things that they want in life? The main reason is because they don't have a target. And think of I'm an archer or I'm shooting a gun and there's no target for me to shoot at. What am I going to hit?
Nothing.
It's right. I'm going to hit nothing. I'm going to hit whatever. Who knows? And so most people are going through life not having a target, not having a goal, not having an outcome. And so the first thing you want to think about is your why. Why are you doing World Ventures? And when I first got started, most of my whys were kind of self-serving. Most of my whys were kind of self-serving. And what I mean by that is I was at a place where I was unhappy, I was miserable, I was in debt, I didn't know what I was going to do, and so I wanted to get out of the situation that I was in. And so my first goal was to be able to make enough money to leave the police department. And so most people say, well, I'm getting involved with World Ventures because I want to make more money. Okay, make more money is great, but that's not enough. You got to get specific. Because if you just say, I want to make more money, here, Rami, here's $5, I'll see you later. Well, that's not how much I wanted. Well, then how much do you want? See, get specific on your goals. A specific goal would be, listen, I want to make, at the time, Yvette and I want to make $10,000 a month with World Ventures. Or maybe it's, I want to make $5,000 a month with World Ventures. Or maybe just, I want to make $500 a month with World Ventures. Or maybe your first goal is, listen, I just want to get my first 4 so that I don't have to pay no more, right? And then I get my monthly dues. And so you can set your goals up, but write down why you want to do World Ventures. Maybe one of your goals, like Yvette and I, our secondary goal was we wanted to retire our parents. Maybe your goal is you want to take 2 vacations a year and take your family on those vacations. Maybe your goal is you want to open up an orphanage. Whatever that is, figure out what it is that you want and then write it down. And if you're brand new and you're just getting started with World Ventures, one of the first keys that we would recommend you do is sit down with your sponsor and go through a game plan strategy. Go through a game plan strategy. And what I'm walking you through is a simple game plan strategy that I encourage all of you walk through. Because if I get Rami into the business, now it's my goal to help him to succeed. And how am I going to do that? I want to find out what he wants out of World Ventures. And when I find that out, then I can give him the map on what he needs to do and what he needs to be focused on in order to succeed. Does that make sense? If you got it, say I got it. Got it. Okay, step number 1, find out your why, know what your target is. Now, you've just gotten started in a business. And in any business, what do you need? You need inventory. In any business, you need inventory. Costco needs inventory. With World Ventures, you need inventory. You know what your inventory is and my inventory? It's our contacts. It's the people that we know. So take some time to think about the people that you know that you want to travel with, the people that you know that are entrepreneurs, the people that you know that are go-getters, maybe some coaches, maybe some teachers. And think of the 10 people that you know that you would like and love to travel with. Think of the 10 people right now that you can think of that could do this business better than you could. Who would those 10 people be that you want to go in business with? There's only one type of person. Don't prejudge when you start thinking about the people that you know. Because here's what starts happening. You start to think about, oh, you know what? My friend Cale, you know, he makes too much money. He wouldn't want to do something like this. And what you don't realize is if you don't put Cale on your list, somebody else is putting him on their list. And guess what? When he sees it, I don't care how wealthy somebody is, people are always open to the idea of making extra money, of making more money. And what people that are wealthy love about this is that this isn't just giving somebody a fish and giving them $5,000 a month. It's showing them a business where they can learn something and start to build that $5,000 a month income for themselves. It's teaching them how to fish. And then you have somebody else on the other side. And you have Bob here. And Bob he just got fired. Doesn't have any money. And he's like, I don't know. I want to do it. I'd love to do it. But I don't have any money to do it. And you may say to yourself, well, this guy doesn't have any money. Why am I going to put him on my list and share it with him? He can't even afford to do it. And in my experience, the number one thing that drives this business is when somebody's got their back to the wall and they have a desire for a better life. They have a desire to be in a better situation. I will take desire over talent all day long. You show me somebody who wants it, I can work with that person. If you show me somebody who's got all the talent in the world, but doesn't have the desire, can't work with that person. It's hard because you have to force them to do everything. But people that have a desire, we show you step by step how to do this. So your contact list, don't prejudge. There's only one type of person that you don't want to put on your list. And that type of person is the negative, toxic people. We know who those people are, don't we? Those are the ones when they walk into the room, the plants die, right? Those are the negative. Don't put them on your list, because if you put them on your list, Jody, then you got to travel with them, right? You put them on your list, and then you got to sit down with them and game plan with them and teach them how to do this business. So don't put those people on your list, but figure out who your top 10 are, and then the goal is to expose them to the information. What I'll share with you is this business is so simple, but sometimes we complicate it. The only thing that you should be focused on in this business is inviting somebody to see this information. You don't need to sell it to anybody. You don't need to try to convince somebody to do it. You just get them. Here's as hard as this gets, is you get somebody to sit in this chair to watch that presentation. If you can do that over and over and over and over again, you can win in this business. See, when I show somebody this, I don't care whether they say yes or no. I really don't. Because I know if I go through enough numbers, I will find the ones that are looking. Because what I've realized is there's a certain percentage of the population that want to work from home. There's a certain percentage of the population that's sick and tired of being sick and tired. There's a certain percentage of the population that doesn't like driving and putting their kids in daycare and spending 3/4 of their income paying for daycare, that they would rather be home spending time with their kids. There's a certain percentage of the population that's looking, and all I'm doing is I'm looking for them. Does that make sense? Yeah. All I'm doing is I'm looking for them. And this is how hard it gets, is you need to be a master inviter. Write that down. If you master inviting, you can make a ton of money with World Ventures. Master inviting. Don't master presenting. Don't master explaining. Here's how people mess it up. People mess it up by going home. They get excited at a presentation like this, and then they go home and they call their friend Rami up and they say, Rami, oh my God, you won't believe what I just signed up in. It's this travel company that has all of these dream trips. We travel for free, and then we got this 2-team structure where I'm going to put you on my left team, and then I'm going to find somebody on my right team, and then we're going to sign everybody up. We're going to get rich, buddy. What's Rami going to say? Man, I can't believe you signed up in one of those pyramid deals. What are you talking about, man? Don't ever call me again. And as a side note, sometimes people look at this, and I did all my research as a police officer on this industry. The definition of a pyramid is the exchange of money for no service or product. Our company is a network marketing direct sales company where product is travel. Our product is our Dream Trips membership. So when you look at a company like this, the first thing you got to do is you got to believe in what we're doing, or else you'll never talk to anybody about it. So I encourage people to go on a Dream Trip as soon as you can, because when you experience that, your life will never be the same. I promise you that. But then the next step is mastering the skill of inviting. Here's how hard Kat had to work today. Okay, here's how hard Kat had to work today. She probably sent some texts, she maybe made some phone calls, and she has Kale and Andrew here. And here's how hard Kat had to work today. She sat in a chair, and she went like this. That was a good one. Yep, me. Who did all the work? I did all the work. She put me to work for her for free. Isn't that cool? And I'll gladly do it all day long, because this industry promotes teamwork and synergy. Corporate America is all about cutting each other's throat and trying to get better than the other person, or not helping them out. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Ours, you win, we win. You win, we win. And so, first thing is inviting. Here's a simple way to invite somebody to see this information. We call it the 4-step invite. There's videos online, but I'm just going to walk through it fairly quickly. 4-step invite. Step number 1 is be in a hurry. Step number 2 is to clear the date and clear the time. Step number 3 is to get excited. And step number 4 is to confirm the date, time, and location. Very simple. So here's how simple it is. I call Rami up. I say, hey, Rami, this is Dave. Listen, I'm kind of in a hurry right now. What do you got going on tomorrow night at 7 o'clock? Nothing? Cool. Listen, I want to buy you a cup of coffee. There's something I want to show you. What is it? Listen, I can't tell you. It's 90% visual. I'd mess it up if I tried to explain it to you over the phone. I'll meet you over there at the Starbucks at the Shop of Legacy. Fair enough? Simple. That takes less than 25 seconds to do that conversation. Less than 25 seconds to do that conversation. So once again, I'll walk you right through it. Hey, Rami, this is Dave. Listen, I'm in a hurry right now. What do you got going on tomorrow or Tuesday night at 7 o'clock? Nothing? Cool. Listen, meet me over there at the 5360 Legacy Drive. There's something I want to show you. Well, Dave, what is it? Rami, I can't explain it to you. It's 90% visual. I'll meet you over there at 7 o'clock. Fair enough? Simple. It's a simple invite. But here's where people get caught up. I want to introduce you to this travel club. I want to introduce you to this business opportunity. Here are some words you want to stay away from. Right. Meeting, business, opportunity, and presentation. Okay? Presentation. So there's the words you want to stay away from. Now, if you're like me, I didn't learn how to do this business right away. So here's how my first invitation went. I said, hey, Kat, I want to invite you to this meeting where there's going to be this presentation on this business opportunity. Would you like to go? I said all of them. I get the whole buffet on there. Focus on inviting, not presenting and explaining. Focus on inviting, not presenting and explaining. So here's the different ways that you can present or explain, invite people to the information. Number one is to invite them to an event like this so they can see the live presentation. Especially because we're here in corporate, you'd be silly not to take advantage of this place. When somebody comes here, they see, wow, this is a real company. We have 38,000 square feet here. We have 165 employees. Dream Trips is real. And if somebody leaves here thinking that this building wasn't real and this was all a setup to get $365 from you, you missed the entire boat. You definitely missed the entire boat. The person that invited you did not invite you to get $20 from you. That's all they get paid if you sign up. The reason they got you invited here is because they want to help you and show you a vehicle that can change your life. Does that make sense? That's why they invited you here. Now, whether you take that gift or not is up to you. Whether you take the gift is up to you. The next one, the second level, after that is a travel party. A home travel party. Schedule your first travel party. If you're just getting started, schedule a travel party in your home where you invite some friends over, have some fun, play some travel music, and then share the information. And there's a DVD you can pop in there so that you can start sharing this information. Then the next one from there is going on a two-on-one and having your sponsor with you when you share this information, whether it be a DVD or online presentation. And then you can do the one-on-one where maybe you bring a DVD. We have DVDs that show this entire presentation so that you can share the information with other people. Okay, so those are the different ways that you can actually share the information. The next thing you want to do is you want to put on your calendar the different events that we have. Every Tuesday at 7:30, it's no longer going to be Thursdays. Every Tuesday at 7:30, we're going to do this presentation here in this room every Tuesday at 7:30. Put that down on your calendar. If you want to, and I'm going to talk about the 9 commitments. There's 9 things that you want to commit to if you want to do this business, and I'm going to walk you through those fairly quickly. But 7:30 Tuesdays, and then on Thursdays from 7 to 9:30, we're going to be doing a fast start training every Thursday. Every Thursday. So if you're just getting started, I highly recommend. It's going to be a 2.5-hour training. We're going to show you basically step by step how to make 6 figures with this business. I'm giving you a high-level overview for sake of time, but on Thursdays, 2.5 hours to train you how to be successful with World Ventures. See, what's crazy is this. I went as a police officer. It took me 7 months to go through an entire academy. 7 months to go through an academy so that I can go out on the streets and be a police officer. 7 months I had to go through. And then here, somebody gets involved with World Ventures, and we're teaching them how to become financially free, and they think that they don't need to get trained on it. To become financially free takes a level of leadership. To become financially free, it takes a different thinking. Because wherever you are right now, it's because of the way you've been thinking. And if you want something different in your life, then you have to start thinking differently. Because you know what most people are doing right now? Hold this for me. Everybody put your hands out like this. Everybody put your hands out like this. Now what I want you to do is I want you to look at your left hand. Look at your left hand. And as you're looking at your left hand, I want you to be focused on your left hand. Just look at your left hand. Focus on your left hand. And that's all the problems and the challenges and the issues that are going on in America today. The economy, the mortgage industry, the recession, all of the problems, the media, the challenges. And as you're focused on that, everybody wiggle your right hand but stay focused on your left hand. That's where all the solutions are. That's where all the opportunities are. But you're so focused over here, you can't see it. If anything, the reason you were invited here today was maybe to put some light bulbs in your head that there's other possibilities. That instead of a focus on doom and gloom, there are companies that are exploding and people are making incomes that you can only dream about with this company. How can you participate? See, what you got to do is you got to weigh your ego with your bank account. You got to weigh your ego with your bank account. If your bank account isn't where it wants to be, I guarantee it's because your ego's in the way. So get your ego out of the way and start learning from people that want to teach you how to do that. So Thursdays, 7 to 9:30, we're going to do a training every single Thursday, 7 to 9:30. Bring your team. If you have a new member that got started, don't send your member here by themselves. You must be here. You must be here to help your member build some rapport, build their relationships. What you want to do is you want to make their goals your goals. That's how you build a dynasty. When you put the focus away from you and start to help other people. I love Jim Rohn. He says it'll come back to me. I'll get it. Some of that. Okay. Get plugged in. We're also going to start doing a luncheon, and we'll have more information on that. Okay, cool. So that is just kind of an overview of the game plan interview. Now let me run through the 9 commitments that if you want to build a dynasty with World Ventures, here are the 9 commitments that you want to focus on. I'm going to go through these fast. On Thursday, we're going to go through it in more in depth on the training. Commitment number 1, schedule a game plan strategy with each of your new members that you have, that you bring on board. And that game plan strategy needs to be what we just talked about, creating the why, the list, and plugging them into the system, but also talking about these 9 commitments. The next commitment is focused on exposing 2 people a day. Focus on exposing 2 people a day to World Ventures. Focus on exposing 2 people a day to World Ventures. And here's why. Basically, it takes you maybe 25 to 30 minutes to expose somebody to the business, whether it be inviting them to an event like this or sharing it with them. But if you do that 2 a day, that compounds over time and you start to build a skill. So expose at least 2 people a day to your business of World Ventures. And we just talked about the different ways of exposing. Bring them here to the event, having a travel party, sharing with them a DVD, getting them to an online presentation. There's different ways of exposing them to the business. Number 3, commit to attending your weekly event. Commit to attending your business opportunity weekly event. In this local area, here's where it is. We are very fortunate that we have this facility here to do this event every single Tuesday. So mark it on your calendar. If you want to succeed with World Ventures, there's an old phrase that says, if you have a guest, the meeting needs you. If you don't have a guest, then you need the meeting. Because there might be a reason why you don't have a guest. Maybe you need to learn some skills on inviting. Maybe you need to have a little bit more belief and hear some of the other people that are having success in what they're doing. So make sure you plug into the weekly events. Commitment number 4. Commitment number 4, plug into your Fast Start training classes. And that will be done by myself, Yvette, or Scott, and some of the leaders here. But initially, we're going to be doing that here locally, 7 to 9:30. Put that down on your calendar, and that's basically going to help you to learn and succeed with World Ventures. Commitment number 5, attend your monthly Super Saturday and regional trainings. We do that once a month, and regional trainings maybe once every 2 months. So attending that, the next one we got coming up is on the 21st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can go to that website to register, but make sure you know that and you have that on your calendar. Number 6, commitment number 6 is attend the national events. We have 4 national events every single year. And what you want to do is you want to attend those national events. And what that is a belief builder. Because when you see 5,000 people in a room and you start to see where our company is going, and even though we're only 5 years young, where our company is going over the next 5, 10, 15 years and how we can all participate and grow with that company, the belief just goes out of this world. And I'm telling you, in anything that you do, you need belief. And the 3 things of belief with World Ventures, number 1 is belief in this industry. In my personal opinion, this is the greatest industry in the world. Why? Because it allows an average person to achieve extraordinary things. It allows an average person to exceed their dreams. And here's why. For most people, they're not born into the Rockefeller family. They're not born into the Gates family. And people are starting to realize that the only way to financial freedom is to owning their own business. But most people don't have $20,000 all the way up to $100,000 to start their own business. So that gap of being an employee to becoming a business owner is way too big, so people never try because they don't have the resources to do it. But here we got network marketing. For less than $500, you can get involved in a business and start to build a business for less than $500 that can provide financial freedom for you and me. And all you have to do is talk to people. That's all you got to do is talk to people. And why do people not talk to people? I'll tell you why I didn't, because I was fearful. I was scared to talk to people. As a police officer, I would take criminals to jail and do all that stuff and take it, and I didn't have any problem doing that. But then I go home and I look at the phone and it's a 10,000-pound gorilla. Anybody else have that fear? Yeah. And you're looking at that. Jordy's like, nah, I'm calling everybody. I don't care. I'm calling everybody. I love that attitude. But see, I didn't have that. I needed to build that muscle. What I realized fear is false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. And once I started breaking through that fear, somebody told me, do what you fear the most and the death of fear is certain. Wow. Do what you fear the most and the death of fear is certain. And so I just kept doing it, and I lost my fear. Most people don't get involved with World Ventures because of fear. When you dig in, it's not about the money. Because watch this. If you say it's the money, man, I want to do this, I have the money. And I say, listen, I got this black on black Maserati right out there. That I really do, the company paid for it. But I got this Maserati out there, and you know what, I'm planning on getting a Ferrari. So I'm actually going to, listen, you're a good friend of mine. I'll sell it to you for $365. But I need to sell it to you tomorrow for $365. After tomorrow deal's off, can you get $365 by tomorrow? How many could get the $365 by tomorrow to buy a black on black Maserati? Exactly. So he's like, I got it right now. See, it's not a matter of if. See, most people will do it for that, but they won't do it for their financial future. They won't look at the resources. They close themselves off. There's so many resources available to all of us to be able to do something. So that's just one thing. So attend the national events for a year. Number 7, commitment number 7. This is my favorite right here. Commitment number 7 is my favorite, and I think it's the secret of all secrets, is commit to personal development. Commit to personal development. Because your income will only follow your personal growth. Your income will only follow your personal growth. So whatever it is that you're making today is exactly what you believe you should be making, no more, no less. And you want to know what your financial thermostat is? You take the last 3 years of how much you made each year total and you divide it by 3. That's how much you believe you're worth. And you won't make any more than that no matter how hard you work or how hard you try. So what you need to do is start changing what's going on in here. And how do you change that? Here's 4 things for me what personal development means. Number 1, read great books. Read great books. Seeing you reading great books. It's phenomenal. And when he hears a great book, he writes it down because eventually he's going to go read it. But for some of us, we overwhelm ourselves. Read a book a week. No, just read 15 pages, 10 pages a day. 10 pages a day of a great book. You do that over an entire year, that's over 3,000 pages you would have read. Keep it simple. Just 10 pages a day. Doesn't take you forever. Just 10 pages a day and create that habit. Number 2 is you want to start listening to some positive CDs. Listening to some personal development CDs. World Ventures has a ton of them. I encourage you to listen to them. But don't just listen to them once. Listen to them over and over and over again until you actually own that information. See, most of us have heard, no, stop, don't, I can't, 5,000 times by the time we're 7 years old, more than we heard, yes, you can. You can do that. Go for it. From our family, from our teachers, from our friends. That's what we hear over and over and over again. And we wonder why we don't try things as we get older. Commit to personal development. Number 2 is listening to CDs. I personally love Anthony Robbins, Jim Rohn. There's so many. Mark Cassetta. There's so many great trainers within World Ventures. Dr. Peach, Byron Schrag, Jeff and Troy, Yvette. So many great teachers in World Ventures. Matt Morris. Listen to them over and over and over again so that you can start getting this mind right. 15 minutes a day of personal development. That's it. 15 minutes a day of personal development. The next one is you want to start going to personal development trainings. Fast Start School. Personal development training. You guys want to hear something cool? At every Fast Start school, you may say to yourself, man, I've heard it 3, 4, 5 times already. The same thing over and over and over again. Every single Fast Start school that we do, the last 30 minutes is going to be something high-level leadership training that we're going to teach you that can change an area of your life. Every single Fast Start school that we're going to do is going to be a new topic, i.e., how many of us have debt? Anybody here have debt? Okay, what if we taught you how to take 20 years of debt and get rid of it in 2? How many would be open to doing that? With a simple strategy, without making any more money, without making $1 more, would teach you a simple strategy on how to take that 24-year debt and get rid of it in 2 years. So simple. But guess what? Credit cards company don't want you to know that. But we want to start adding value because we know if we start freeing you, guess what you'll do? you'll pay it forward and help free other people. How many would like to learn how to eliminate maybe some limiting beliefs that you got? Does anybody here have limiting beliefs? Okay, if you didn't raise your hand, that's your first limiting belief. Okay? That you don't have a limiting belief. So we'll teach you how to do that and get rid of those. Number one, identify the limiting belief, and then how to explode that limiting belief. See, we don't just want to be a company that helps you make money. We want to be a company that helps you become a better you. Because if you become a better you, then that's what starts changing the world. You start to become a better husband. You start to become a better mother. You start to become a better wife, a better employee, a better business partner. More importantly, a better travel buddy, right? Better travel buddy. So commit to personal development. The last one, and probably the most important. So number one is what? Read a great book. Number two, listen to a CD. Number three, go to personal development training. There's plenty of trainings. We got regionals. We got a lot of stuff that you have access to. But number four is to surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with the right people. See, some of us, we get involved in an idea like this, and we go home and we tell our friends or our family. And guess what they do? They spit on it. Right. They tell us, I can't believe you're doing that. Don't ever talk to me about that again. Does anybody have that? Mm-hmm. My first experience travel party, family member stood up. This is a scam. Walked out. My first travel party. Took us out for about 2 weeks. But then we realized our dreams were bigger than that little pain. And we just kept going, and we kept going. But there are those types of people out there that don't want to see you succeed. And it's not because they don't love you. When you dig in deep, it's because they're fearful of losing you. That what if you do this and you start to make more money? What if you do this and you start to succeed and you start to change? Because what it forces them to do is it forces them to look in the mirror. And now they got two choices. They can either step up and start to do something with their lives, or they can try to tear you down. Which do you think is easier? 100% every time. And so that's why they do it, and they don't even know that that's what they're doing. So understand, that's part of the process. You're going to go through a roller coaster. There's going to be some great days, and there's going to be some challenging days. And then after the challenging days, guess what happens? There's going to be some great days. So surrounding yourself around positive people. Why do you want to come to the weekly events? Because as I look around, I see faces of people that are smiling, people that are glowing because they have a vehicle that can help them change their lives. And they can show other people how to do the same once they do it themselves. So when you surround yourself around positive people, guess what you start doing? You start believing. You start believing that it's possible for you. And it doesn't just happen in one session. It's over and over and over and over. Repetition is the mother of all skill. Repetition is the mother of all skill. So surrounding yourself around positive people and removing yourself from toxic, negative people. Removing yourself. Doesn't mean that you don't love them. I learned this philosophy from Tony Robbins. Love your family, but pick your peer group. Love your family, but pick your peer group. You can always love your family, but it doesn't mean you have to hang out with them 24/7, especially if they're negative and toxic. But start picking the people that you hang out with. Reason we called our... Well, that's another story. Okay, so commit to personal development. Have a workout partner. Anybody here ever worked out before? Okay. It's a lot better when you have a partner to hold you accountable so that you guys can hold each other accountable and see how you're doing. So find a workout partner with World Ventures so that you can check in on a regular basis. Hey, how you doing? How many exposures you got this week? And so you can start to work together. Plus, it makes it a lot more fun. So have a workout partner with World Ventures. Decide who that's going to be and start working with them and holding each other accountable. And then number 9 is be here 1 year from now. Commit to, no matter what happens, no matter whether you have good days or bad days, that you commit to being here 1 year from now. Because if you do that and you're here 1 year from now, I promise you your life will be completely different than what it is now. And I'm not talking about just financial. I'm talking about the places that you go visit, the memories that you create, the people that you meet. But more importantly, it's the person that you start to become. The person that you start to become when you start learning things and you start applying them, and then you come back and you learn more and you start applying. I guarantee you your friends and family won't recognize who you are. But you'll have a whole bunch more friends, and you'll have a whole bunch of people wanting to know who you are, what you do, and how they can do it with you. Because right now, ask yourself this question. Would you do business with you? Would you join with you? Would you be a leader of leaders? Because if that question is, I don't know, maybe not, then who do you need to become in order to do that? Who do you need to become in order to do that? And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't take a long time to start changing your mindset. It doesn't take a long time. It just takes a decision. And the first decision is to be a part of this amazing culture. If you got that, say got it. Got it. Awesome. So be here a year from now, but don't just be here a year from now. Be here a year from now doing these 9 commitments. Be here a year from now doing these 9 commitments, and I guarantee you, if you commit to these 9 things, here's a cool thing. Are these 9 things hard to do? No. Are they simple to do? Yes. But they're also simple not to do. Does that make sense? They're also simple not to do. Because there may come a time where you're at home watching the television and 6 o'clock runs around and you start saying, oh man, you know what? I don't think I'm going to go to the presentation tonight. I don't have a guest. No big deal. And it may not make a big deal that Tuesday, but then that habit starts to take its toll. And then you start practicing simple errors in judgment. And that one simple error in judgment compounded over time equals 0 money in your bank account. But when you step up and you say, you know what, I don't have a guest, but I know the meeting needs me and I need the meeting, I'm going. And you go. And somebody tugs on your heart because of a story that they heard that causes you to make a phone call on the way home to invite somebody to a 2-on-1 for coffee. And that person ends up being Julia. And she joins your team. And she starts blowing up one of your legs. And had you not gone, maybe you didn't have the courage to make that call and you would have missed out. Does that make sense? So it's the little simple things compounded over time that can change your life. So with that, guys, I want to thank all of you for coming here today. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing you the next training. And thank you guys very much. Give yourselves a round of applause.